telling your story. WCBI News at 9 on CW4 starts now.
And thank you for joining us. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation has issued a silver alert for 82-year-old Grady Lee Stanley of Kosciusko. He is described as a white male, 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing 90 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing a blue shirt, khaki pants, and a blue hat with Ford written on the front. He was last seen Thursday, June 8th at about 5 p.m. in the 100 block of Chatwin Street. Family members say Stanley suffers from a medical condition that may impair his judgment. If anyone has information, contact Kosciusko Police Department at 662-289-3131 or call 911.
I'm so good or bad, happy or sad, I wanna be with you if you want me to.
Keith and Margie Brown are not letting anything stop them from singing together. Just last month, the couple lost everything in a house fire. Yet community members remembered Keith and Margie's tunes, so they teamed up with Zachary's to help support them during their difficult time.
Friend Rhonda Sanders from the Community Benefit Committee reached out, said our friends Keith and Margie had lost their house in a fire, and really word hadn't gotten out by then. So we jumped on our horses and decided something needed to be done. So we started a GoFundMe. And we were very surprised. It started off super fast. We'd originally set a goal of 4,000, then we changed the goal to 6,000, then we changed it to 10,000. So we wanted to meet with Keith and Margie today to make sure they knew that they got $10,000 from the community that loves them.
Community Benefit Committee will host a night of entertainment to support youth and locals community members like Keith and Margie. The event will take place on Friday, July 28th at the Trotter Convention Center, and tickets will be sold at the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office.
And the most severe part of the storms has already moved by later this evening, moving on into portions of Alabama. A few of those showers are still lingering in Fulton, Aberdeen, Tupelo, Boonville, and Iuka. But for the most part, those storms have moved off into portions of Alabama for the remainder of the night, just leaving us with a few scattered showers and thunderstorms lingering around into the area. But the most severe part of it has moved on into portions of Alabama, and we won't see any more of that severe weather until early tomorrow morning on your Sunday.
As the weather gets warmer, a reminder that leaving a child in a car for any amount of time can be dangerous, even deadly. Around 40 children die every year in the U.S. from heat stroke, either because they were left in a car that became hot or they were trapped. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither takes a look at how quickly temperatures in a car can rise.
It happens every year. As the sun beats down, the danger inside cars heats up.
If it's even for a minute, take your child with you. Do not leave anyone in a car, even if you're running an errand for 1 minute. It can happen very quickly.
Since 1998, more than 940 children have died after either being left or trapped in a hot car. A majority of those deaths happen because someone forgets a child in a car.
Usually that's because their routine changed. So dad may typically drop off the child, but instead mom was dropping off the child at daycare and she forgot. She just went on to work, closed the car door, and went upstairs to her office.
Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Strong for Life program says when it's 75 degrees out, it takes 30 minutes for the inside of a car to hit 104 degrees. But the danger rises with the temperature. At 95 degrees outside, it takes 5 minutes for the inside to reach 102. Dangerous for anyone, especially young children.
Their temperatures can rise about 3 to 5 times faster than adults. In addition, young babies and toddlers, they don't sweat as much, so they can't distribute that heat.
Experts say always check the back seat before locking car doors. It may help to leave something like a cell phone next to the car seat and have a plan with your child's daycare center.
Make sure that they check in on you if for some reason your child is late or not there that day, and just make sure that nothing happened.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Safety experts say to never leave a child in a car alone, and rolling down windows or parking in shade does little to lower the temperature. While some of you were resting this morning, community members were up and out to clean up our city. Pick Up Possum Town was in full effect as citizens teamed up to clean up. Members of the community were able to clean side by side with local officials. Board members of Pick Up Possum Town, Lee Nichols, brought his children to experience community cleanup firsthand and teach them a valuable lesson.
To make Columbus more beautiful by educating people about not littering and picking up trash. And we have these certain days that we'll go out and help pick up trash in neighborhoods in the different wards. Today we're in Ward 2 over here in East Columbus, and just trying to make it a more beautiful place.
Pickup Possum will host 3 more community cleanup events this year and invite everyone to come join in next time. Former President Donald Trump held his first rally since being indicted over alleged mishandling of classified documents. CBS correspondent Christian Benavidez reports from Miami, where Mr. Trump will appear in court on Tuesday.
Former President Trump in Georgia.
This vicious persecution is a travesty of justice.
Lashed out in his first public appearance since the 37-count indictment against him over mishandling of classified material after leaving the White House.
The ridiculous and baseless indictment of me by the Biden administration's weaponized Department of Injustice will go down as among the most horrific abuses of power in the history of our country.
The indictment is the culmination of a 14-month investigation into the former president, which included an FBI search warrant at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach. Photos from the 49-page federal indictment reveal boxes and boxes of documents stashed in a bathroom, in a public ballroom, even under a water pipe. It alleges Mr. Trump told his attorney, "Wouldn't it be better if we just told them we don't have anything here?" later suggesting that his attorney hide or destroy documents demanded by a subpoena.
We have one set of laws in this country, and they apply to everyone.
Out on the campaign trail Saturday, some of the candidates vying for the GOP nomination spoke out about the indictment.
I'm deeply troubled to see this indictment move forward.
It's important that we take it seriously. We don't diminish it.
Prosecutors say over 100 documents were recovered and say they have an audio recording where Trump appears to acknowledge he has classified information. Christian Benavidez, CBS News, Miami.
Security preparation is already underway at the Miami courthouse, where Mr. Trump will appear on Tuesday.
We have the first interview with the winner of the 2023 Tupelo Elvis Tribute Artist Competition. I'm Allie Martin. We'll have that story straight ahead on WCBI News.
telling your story. You're watching WCBI News on CW4 with Grace Brister.
A Wisconsin man will represent Tupelo at the Ultimate Elvis Tribute Artist Competition in Graceland later this summer. The winner of the Tupelo Elvis Tribute Artist Competition was crowned this afternoon during the Elvis Festival. WCBI's Allie Martin has more with the 2023 champion.
Jesse Aaron has won many titles and contests over his 26-year career as an Elvis tribute artist, but winning Tupelo had him all shook up.
The Tupelo champion, Jesse Aaron.
This is just as good to me as winning the Ultimate would be, just because this is where it started. This is where he came from. This is his hometown.
The 47-year-old lives in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and says he grew up listening to Elvis because of his parents, who were die-hard fans. Even his name is a tribute to the singer. Jesse is Elvis's twin brother who was stillborn, and of course, Aaron is Elvis's middle name. Like all Elvis tribute artists, Jesse Aaron is a fan of the Tupelo native who forever left his mark on the world.
It's been a pleasure, and I've met so many wonderful people because of Elvis, and my wife included. And it's just, the man's given me so much in my life that I just sincerely have to thank him for everything that I have. I really do.
With the Tupelo win under his belt, Jesse Aaron will represent Elvis's birthplace at the Ultimate Elvis Tribute Artist Competition in August during Elvis Week at Graceland.
Boot camp, big time, so it's just like all those little extra things that I've been working on has to be amped up even more, and just costumes, just the workouts, the cardio, the way you eat, everything is just really matters over these next few weeks.
Out of 15 winners of the Tupelo contest, 8 have gone on to win the Ultimate in Memphis. Jesse Aaron is hoping to make that number 9. Telling your story in Tupelo, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Aaron receives $5,000, a guitar from Tupelo Hardware, and a statue of young Elvis, along with other prizes for his first place win. There's a way to spot poison ivy based on the amount of leaves, but if you're too late, there's a method to heal you from that pesky itch. Winston Reed and Dr. John Long show us how to prevent those annoying rashes and anxiety in this week's Next to Nature.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about poison ivy, how to spot it, and how to protect yourself. This is Next to Nature. Dr. Long, how do you know you've come across poison ivy?
Well, it's very proper to identify it first. Poison ivy is very prolific. You can see it's out here in this shaded area, and it's also in the sun as well. But proper identification is important. There's a lot of plants that look like poison ivy, and a lot of people get them confused. Poison ivy has, there's a saying, it says, leaves of 3, let it be. Poison ivy has leaves of 3, and I'll show that in a minute. Poison oak, which is different, and I think some people use poison ivy and poison oak is the same thing, but they're not. Poison oak has a different leaf structure. Poison oak has a rounded tip to the end of the leaf, whereas poison ivy has a pointed one. It's very pointy.
So for poison ivy, you said it's not the plant that's poisonous, but the oil that it creates.
That is correct. There's an oil called urshio that is produced by the plant, and it's basically a self-defense mechanism for the plant. It can affect you within a few hours. You'll start seeing a rash, and it can last up to quite a long time. In fact, if it's on your clothes and you don't wash them, it could stay on there. Any contact you have with it, you could develop a rash.
What do you do once you're infected by poison ivy?
Really, the only thing you can do is get an anti-itch formula like Benadryl. Depending on the severity of it, a lot of people may have one reaction to it where other people may not. So there's different ranges of sensitivity. So really, depending on the amount of infection will really determine what you use to put on it. But Benadryl anti-itch cream will work because you really don't want to, you want to avoid scratching it, because with an open wound like that, you could introduce other, elements, bacteria and infection.
Where is poison ivy most prevalent? Where will you find it at the most?
Well, you can find it just about anywhere. Is in like these woods here. It's a perfect environment for it to exist. Predominantly, it's going to be around trees and things like that. Poison oak is the same way. It creates a vine that could go anywhere. Really, to be honest with you, if you're in a wooded area or something close to that same environment, that's where you're going to find poison oak. A lot of people confuse Virginia creeper with poison ivy or poison oak. It has 5 leaves as opposed to the 3, and some people get that confused. I know I did as a child. I thought they were all poison ivy.
Be sure to know how to spot and protect yourself from poison ivy. This is Next to Nature. We'll see you next time.
Keep the rain gear handy because it's not going anywhere just yet. I'll have more details coming up after the break.
Your WCBI First Alert Forecast on CW4 with McKinley Dean.
Welcome back. And we've seen the bulk of the showers move through the area, and the storms have issued just a few of those, severe thunderstorm watches and warnings. Those have since moved off into portions of Alabama and just leaving us with some lingering rainfall for now, and that will continue to be the case heading over the next several hours into the overnight hours. The rain is going to continue, just lingering showers, nothing too heavy. But again, temperatures are continuing to drop into the 70s, and then again, temperatures will reach into the 60s for tonight. All across northeast Mississippi, temperatures will be sitting into the mid to upper 60s, and thunderstorms will be likely continuing into the overnight hours for all across northeast Mississippi. We'll be at 68 for Tupelo, 67 for Aberdeen, West Point, and 68 for Starkville, and 67 for Macon. So definitely going to be a mild night temperature-wise, but again, there's going to be some storms lingering into the area for your overnight hours on your Saturday. And then we're reaching an overnight low of 68 tonight. Again, thunderstorms will be happening early, moving into the overnight hours. Again, clouds will be mostly cloudy out there, but again, nothing too major to worry about. Our main concern for the weather will be tomorrow on your Sunday. The SPC has issued us a level 1 for our southern counties and a level 2 for our northern counties for that severe weather risk for tomorrow on your Sunday, when most of those storms are going to be coming in early on your Sunday morning. See here, Sunday morning at 8 a.m., some of those showers are just south of Memphis, heading towards the Tupelo area and northeast corner of northeast Mississippi. Again, that bulk of the heavier showers, we do have a little bit more of that fuel coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, and winds will be gusty, so providing a little bit more of that fuel for these storms and some of that daylight heating. Definitely going to be helping these storms strengthen here again in Monroe County. That's where we see very strong storm in Monroe County, and then moving off into portions of Alabama. Again, that cold front will bring some more storms Sunday evening around 7 p.m. Bulk of that is going to be in our southern counties. Again, that is 7 o'clock on your Sunday evening. That cold front should pass through overnight, again heading early into your Monday morning. Just waking up to lots of cloud cover, but again, we do see lots of warm temperatures out there, still sitting into the 90s before that cold front does start to cool off our temperatures back into the 80s. But thunderstorms are going to be continuing for the most part of your Sunday. And then again, temperatures are going to be sitting into the upper 80s, lower 90s, and thunderstorms will be continuing throughout the most of your day on your Sunday. And the rain is not going anywhere just yet. We do see rain, 50% chance for your Sunday, a little break on Monday, but then again, the rain chances are going to go back up for the remainder of your work week next week. But taking one last look at your 7-day forecast, again, temperatures are going to cool off into the 80s, and then we do see rain chances moving back into the area for the remainder of your work week this week. On this week's edition of Mom to Mom, Mandy shows us a creative summer craft. Take a look.
Today on Mom to Mom, we are making mason jar fish tanks. This is such a fun activity for all ages of kids, and it's very low maintenance, plus we don't have the fish to worry about. It's a super cute idea. So we've got some mason jars that we're gonna need. You need some rocks. You can get this at any pet store or Amazon or any kind of craft store. Then you can get these little, seaweed looking plants, and then some toy fish. And then they also have these lights that are water resistant. I got these on Amazon, but I'm sure you can get them at a craft store. And then we have our water, which I put a little blue food coloring in there just to have a little fun with it. Grab the kiddos and let's make these. So what you're gonna wanna do is put in your rocks first, and then you want to put in your little plant, and then some fish or a little starfish. Just decorate it how you like. Then pour in your water, probably about halfway up to the lid. Then you want to attach your light to the lid, screw the lid on, and boom, you have your little DIY fish tank that your kids are gonna love, and you don't have to worry about those fish. Moms, if you have any wonderful ideas like this for your kids to do during the summer, please message it to us on our Facebook page, and we'll see you on the next Mom to Mom.
Mom to Mom is brought to you by Pediatric Dentistry of Columbus.
And taking one last look at your 7-day forecast. Again, tonight we do see storms rolling through the area, off into portions of Alabama. But again, Sunday we do see that severe weather potential for your Sunday, all day for your Sunday. And then again, the rain chances do continue into the beginning of your next work week. Temperatures will be cooling off just a little bit into the 80s from that cold front that came in. Temperatures for the overnight hours will be sitting into the mid to lower 60s. But the rain is here to stay for the next couple of weeks. So if you have any rain jackets or anything, keep those out.
Well, I sure am ready for the rain to get out of here.
Me too.
We can do some summer fun things.
It is feeling a lot like summertime out there. And this is our new anchor, Grace. So happy to have her here.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll see you again at 10.